Hey everyone, and welcome back to Horror Movies for Life YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at a 1982 horror movie that I don't have the physical media for, nor will I have for the last video that I'm going to do after this one. For September, I should say, not for the series. But the 1982 horror movie that we're going to talk about today, I streamed on YouTube, and that movie is Invitation to Hell. So let's just go ahead and get into it. This is going to be a shorter review because it's a shorter movie. Invitation to Hell is a 1982 horror film directed by Michael J. Murphy about Satan possessing several people at a countryside English estate. Laura invites her college friend Jackie out to the country estate for a costume party. What Jackie does not know is that she is a pawn in a demonic game. That evening, she is drugged and taken out to what appears to be a black magic altar. The next morning, she awakens with claw-like scratches on her legs, and when she tries to escape, finds she is trapped in this location. But why are her friends keeping her here, and who do they truly serve? That's the setup and the premise. Pretty simple. As far as the cast goes, we have Becky Simpson as Jackie, Joseph Sheehan as Ed, Colin Efford as Maurice, Stephen Longhurst as Alan, Russell Hall as Rick, Catherine Rollins as Laura, and Tina Barnett as Tina. So yeah, that's to set up the premise and the cast for the very short 1982 horror movie Invitation to Hell. Yeah, this movie's only about 50 minutes long, actually. I think on YouTube I actually watched it at 43 minutes, so I'm not sure if there was a couple minutes cut out or not, but it's well less than an hour anyway. And you know, for being a shorter film like that, I found it fairly effective. I mean, it's not a big time commitment. There's a couple of decent kills and some gore in it. So let's just go ahead and get into it, starting with the things that I liked about Invitation to Hell from 1982. And it's the fact that it's less than an hour, so it's not a big time commitment. It gets in, it does its thing, it gets out. And I like that. You know, you're not investing a lot. Now there's two sides to that coin. You're not investing a lot in the characters either. But I mean, if you're just looking for something quick that's a little bit longer than like a horror short, but shorter than your average 90-minute horror movie, then this is a great choice. It is streaming. I saw two versions of it streaming on YouTube. It might be streaming elsewhere. I'm not really sure. I don't think it has a great release. I think it was released on DVD like 20 some years ago, maybe, from what I've heard. But this isn't the kind of movie that's going to get a 4K release or anything like that. So, but yeah, the time commitment's the first thing. That you're not giving up a lot here. I think the kills are pretty good given how short it is and the budget. It has a fair amount of blood and gore, including a scene where one of the characters has their heart ripped out. That's pretty effective. I've seen it done better, but it could have been a lot worse. And there's some blood and a little bit of gore, more blood I would say than anything. But I thought the kills were pretty good considering this movie. So I like those. The movie builds up with some intrigue and mystery as to what's going on. As the movie just gets started right away with Jackie driving to this estate for this costume party, and she's immediately greeted in her car by Maurice, who's wearing like a Hulk mask, and that's kind of foreshadowing. Um, but it gets right into it. They don't waste a lot of time. There's not a lot of dialogue. And I like that about it. There's some intrigue and a mystery in the first half of the movie or so. So I found it to be done fairly effectively because of that. The ending I think is pretty intense and has a dark twist, which is both kind of cheesy and creepy. I'm talking about the very end, like right before the ending credits. It wasn't terribly hard to see coming, so I'm not going to say that it was a big surprise or anything, but I thought it was cool the way the movie ended, and it kind of fit the rest of the tone of the movie. And then finally, I think the score of the music, I found to be pretty suspenseful and consistent throughout the movie. That adds to the overall atmosphere that's going on in this movie. So, yeah, those are my pros for Invitation to Hell from 1982. As far as cons go, it's not, from a technical standpoint, it's not really the best looking filmed movie. And also the sound is kind of distorted as well at times. So some of the technical aspects aren't quite up to snuff from what you're probably going to be used to seeing from like a Hollywood horror movie or even a lot of other independent horror movies. Of course, there's nothing about the characters that makes them overly compelling or interesting. no development because they really don't have time to be developed. I mean, these are the characters that are there. You accept them, and you follow them as they as they go through this the Satan possession movie. So that's both a good thing and a bad thing. Some of the effects are a bit outdated and not all that effective. Mainly the red glowing demonic eyes that we see on a couple of characters, but then Satan himself towards the end of the movie. That looked kind of cheesy and outdated. The look of Satan overall at the end is pretty bad. It's like paper mache. Very cheap look for Satan, and clearly they didn't have a budget for anything there. I don't know if they bought like a plastic mask from Kmart or something at that time, and then just put out some other crap around it. I'm not really sure, but it didn't look good. In a lot of ways, it's a very weird and strange movie with questionable acting and some suspect technical aspects to the movie in terms of editing and transitioning and just overall through line. But, I mean, you could do a lot worse. For a 45-minute movie, I'm not going to complain all that much about it because, like I said, I'm not giving up a lot of time. And there's still some things that I liked about it that I thought were interesting. So overall, I'm going to give Invitation to Hell a 6 out of 10. Again, this is Invitation from Hell from 1982, not to be confused with one that Wes Craven did from 1984, which I believe was a made-for-TV movie by the same name. This is not directed by Wes Craven, but Michael J. Murphy from 1982. So 6 out of 10 for Invitation to Hell. Go ahead and comment down below if anybody's seen this movie before, what you think of it. Do you like it? Do you not? Otherwise, I would recommend checking that out. Like I said, it's on YouTube. It's easy to find. It's easy to watch. I didn't find it boring because I don't have that much time for filler or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. It is cheesy and not everything holds up, but again, 1982 45-minute horror movie that was somewhat effective. So anyway, with that being said, please like this video, hit the little notification bell, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would really help me out in the future content on my channel. But with all that being said, thank you for watching this shorter review. I'll have one more for September for a 1982 horror movie, and then we won't get back into it till November. But I'll get more into that as we go here. But with that being said, hope everybody's doing well. But as always, you know it, stay scared.